to this video. Welcome to this little channel that I'm creating, I guess. So yeah, if you don't know me, hi, I'm Lucy and I've just turned 22, and this has been something that I've wanted to do for probably about 7 or 8 years now, which is crazy to think about, like absolutely crazy. And even now I have been procrastinating it, been putting it off, been like making all sorts of excuses for myself, and honestly, like, I'm just fed up of it. I'm fed up of making excuses for myself and not, yeah, just not holding myself accountable. I guess my intention for it is just for it to be a space where I can really authentically, as honestly as possible, capture my life, and for it to be kind of a space, I guess mostly for me, to then look back on and to see kind of like all of the different things that I was experiencing. I really want to just document kind of what I'm doing and what's on my mind, and not necessarily everything by any means. I think my intention for this is for it to be really chill. No pressure, no expectations, no time frames, at least initially. Like, I really just want to be creative, simple editing, as authentic as possible. And yeah, that's my aim. I am really excited about it. I'm also really anxious. And yeah, lately I've just been in a bit of a weird headspace. So birthdays for me are always a bit of a weird time. I always feel a bit like, I don't know, it's just something about them that's really seems, there's just something about them that always like throws me. And so I've had a bit of a like, yeah, a whole kind of emotional situation going on this week, but I feel a lot better today and yesterday, and so I'm just literally gonna get this started and get the ball rolling, and we'll see what happens from there. So currently in my life I have 2 weeks left of uni, which is absolutely crazy. Like, to think that 4 years has gone so quickly is insane to me. But yeah, I've got 2 weeks left and it feels like it's the last push now, like the last little bit of academics, and I'm really trying to stay focused, stay motivated. But my mind is definitely like half on the future and half on what's coming next, and really like thinking ahead in that way. I'm like always the sort of person to be thinking ahead, thinking to the future. I tend to do that a lot more than I think to the past. And yeah, it's just quite an uncomfortable period of time, I think, and I kind of just want to document it. I want to like use this as a tool to help me to get through it and to process things and to be creative and like have a bit more, have a different purpose, I guess, because once the purpose of academia is gone, like, this is the first time in my life that I'm gonna have no responsibilities, really, no pressure, no kind of, there's no like going back to uni in September. It's literally just life, and it's kind of really scary, but I am also really, really excited for it. I think I'm going to do a future video where I kind of explain like what my next steps are, all very exciting. So yeah, I think feeling unsettled can be a really like natural part of life, and I want to use it instead of just feeling sorry for myself. I want to use it to shed a skin, to kind of change and like use it to spring to the next step, I guess, rather than letting it kind of consume me and being really caught up in it and scared. So yeah, this video I'm going to kind of go through 10 things that I would love for me next year. So I've just turned 22, so by the time I turn 23, these are just 10 things that I would love to have worked on, to have done, to kind of be feeling, and I want to share them with you, and so that I can look back on them in a year's time and see what happened. So the first one is that I want to learn to say no, and this might sound a little bit like, I don't know, I think I definitely have an issue with kind of setting boundaries and setting like, just telling people no, basically. It doesn't come easy to me. I feel like I'm quite a big people pleaser, and I want to get better at it. I want to like set myself some boundaries and to really kind of strengthen that muscle of being able to say no to people, because who wants someone who always says yes to everything? Like, saying yes to everything seems like the best thing to do, but really, if you're saying yes to everything, then you're kind of like not actually choosing anything for yourself, and I just want to get better at that. So that's like number one on my list, and I think it will really help me to to not get so overwhelmed and to not get so kind of caught up in making other people happy all the time, which obviously like is important, and I still think it's really valuable and lovely to make other people happy, but you have to also consider yourself, and I don't think I'm very good at that, so I want to try and get better. Number 2 is I want to learn who I am, and particularly in different contexts and different settings. So I've been in, if you know me already from my podcast, I was kind of mentioning this in my recent episode, which was 21 things that I learned at 21. And I was kind of saying how one of my things that I really want to do next year is to like learn about myself in different contexts and different settings. So I have been in education since I was 4, and like this is the first time that I'm kind of out of any structure, and I really want to like see what that leads me to feel like, I guess, and to just understand myself better outside of the definition of like being a student. And yeah, also like different cultures and with different people and different environments. That's all going to be really exciting because I'm going travelling from August till December. So yeah, big things coming. I want to graduate is number 3. So I've got hopefully 2 more weeks of uni before I am finished with everything. And then I graduate in July, fingers crossed. Yeah, that's quite self-explanatory. Number 4 is that I want to do a scuba diving course and get my like PADI certification, I think it's called. But yeah, it's basically like a 3-day scuba diving course, and then you can kind of dive wherever you want. And I have had this on my impossible list for ages and ages and ages, and it just seems like a great time to be able to do it. So yeah, that's number 4. Number 5 is climate change and being really proactive about it, because this is something I really care about. I really do care about climate change and the future of our planet, and I feel a lot of like climate anxiety and a lot of kind of just, it really like gets to me, and I really love nature, and so it kind of breaks my heart a bit thinking about climate breakdown and everything. And I don't think it's very helpful. I think I want to like actually I really want to make an impact, and just to use my voice and to be doing more in that space, because it's something I care about so much. And it's all very well me saying I care about it, but am I doing anything really about it? Probably not that much. So yeah, that's something that I'd love to do at the age of 22. That rhymed. Number 6 is that I want to strengthen my friendships and relationships. Like I want to really just, you know, strengthen that and deepen all the amazing connections I have with the people that I care about the most, because they are really what makes me happy at the end of the day, and like they're the people that are important to me. So yeah, I want to like strengthen those relationships, and I feel like in the last year I really have strengthened relationships. So yeah, it's definitely a priority for me. Number 7 is I want to like, I kind of touched on this, I want to shake off the anxiety that I feel and turn it into excitement, and be a lot more kind of, I guess, proactive with it, and just to really like use it rather than just sitting with it and making it be something that isn't helpful at all. I'm not saying necessarily like gaslighting myself. I still think it's really important to feel your feelings and to appreciate how you're feeling and not to just brush it aside. But I think there is a big power in the mindsets that we have, and something I am really trying to work on is, if I'm feeling something that doesn't feel too good, appreciating that, but then being able to turn that into something that's a more positive emotion, a more useful emotion, I guess. And I do think that is within our control to an extent, although it can be really hard. Really, really hard. Okay, number 8 is I want to be more kind to myself. This kind of was touched upon in the first one, and I've written down that I think that means being bold and gentle in equal measures. So I want to push myself more, but also allow myself to rest more, because I am definitely someone who like gets stuck in a bit of a work pattern and always kind of wants to do my best, and I think that's really important, but also rest is so key, and I don't do it enough. So yeah, that's something I want to try and work on, like being bold and also gentler to myself. Number 9 is that I want to find a sense of purpose with something else other than academia. So like I said, I'm leaving uni in a couple of weeks, and I feel like in a lot of ways I've had to prioritise my degree over all of my other kind of interests and everything else. And I've still done the podcast throughout uni, but I'm really looking forward to kind of developing my self-expression and creativity a little bit more, and to just get kind of more stuck into that. Number 10 is that I want to be more fearless. I want to just kind of create this space and to do it with no expectations. I definitely feel scared about this, and while I'm talking, it doesn't feel too scary because it's just kind of talking to yourself in your bedroom, but like putting something out there and actually taking the steps to do it, like it's quite a scary thing. But I don't want to let fear stopping me from doing things that are important to me. So yeah, I guess that's my 10th thing that I want to achieve in this year. Some of them kind of tied together, but yeah, it feels like a year where I could learn a lot about myself, and I'm really excited for that. But we'll see. With this space I probably do have expectations, let's be real, but like I want to have no expectations, no pressure on myself, just a space where I can like explore and experiment and document what I'm up to. I want it to be as honest and like not filtered as possible, hence why I'm like literally in a hoodie, no makeup on a Monday night in my uni bedroom. Like I don't want to edit this too much. I don't want it to be like overproduced. Maybe that will come later, like maybe I'll have like learn more about that sort of thing and really want to do it, but I think for the moment I just want to have it really stripped back, really honest, raw, and just simple, because everything gets so confusing. Recently I've deleted Instagram, and it's kind of changed my perception of social media, of how my mindset in general has been really shaped by social media, especially growing up like with social media as a teenager. So it's something that I'm really enjoying having a break from at the moment, and I think I'll probably do more videos on this because I'm just really loving it. So some final thoughts, I guess. This feels a little bit more, it's harder for me to speak fluently like I do on the podcast when I can see my face. I'm trying to look at the camera as well, but it's difficult when you can like see your face and then also you're trying to look in the camera. I've got my microphone here, so hopefully the sound quality is good. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna experiment and see what happens, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'd love you to stick around if you're interested in seeing more content. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching, and I will be back again at some point in the future. Bye.